What hatred is there? The guy scored 22 goals in a Farmers League. 7 of them were penalties. He is a good player, but what's the chat about higher ceiling?
Penalties don't count. Jesus Christ. Like, what is this, man?
I agree with that.
The penalties not count.
Yeah. No, they definitely do.
Well, so what's the issue then? Why mention penalties then? He still put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. If we won on penalties against Man City and this fan base were doing line dances down Wembley Way. Come on.
Arsenal did not need to be defensive in those 2 games, and Gabriel is not good at building up play. There goes another reason for benching him, is what Enigma thinks.
Because he's a centre-back, mate. Exactly. He's a centre-back. He's not good at building up play. Get the ball from the keeper, give it to somebody technically more gifted. It is not rocket science. Why do people confuse an easy game and make it difficult?
Mm-hmm. Mikel rotating players in preparation for the Champions League, experimenting with lineups. Now is the correct time. If not now, then when could he possibly do it?
Pre-season, when we did 8 games in pre-season or whatever it is, which is where I thought we were supposed to be doing it. Yeah, like
he did experiment in pre-season. To be fair, he tried different things.
Well, he never played Thomas Partey at right back and Gabriel on the bench. Like.
I hear you, but I think you could do that.
He's waiting for the Champions League in preparation. There's always an excuse, man. At the end of the day, waiting for the Champions League to do what? Is anyone actually genuinely believe we're actually going to win it?
You could.
But then the excuse would be, it was the first season back in it. And what? Jose won it first season in it. Yeah? Don't get a proper manager.
Lee, if you were on the Inter Milan side this season, you probably reached the final. So it depends on the draw as well.
No, it does depend on the draw, but let's not be dumb here, yeah. And I'm not saying you're dumb, but what I'm saying is this guy's European record. No, I'm genuinely not. This guy's European record lost to Olympiacos, lost to our former manager with Villarreal coming to beat us, yeah, and then losing to Sporting Lisbon, and then people think we're going to go and beat Inter Milan and Benfica and Porto, Real Madrid and Barca and do me a favour. I swear, the fantasies and Disney world that these people live in is insane. Yeah,
I'm not selling them dreams. I genuinely believe Arsenal are going to win the league.
For failure.
I've no reason to lie. I really think Arsenal are going to win the league. By the way, I said this before, even on the previous Straight Facts when Terry asked me to predict. Did I not say Arsenal first?
No, he did. He's not even trolling.
No, I know. I watched it. I know you think Arsenal will win it, but that's because you hate Man City.
This says City changed their system and people questioned it due to how bad they play, but it works in the end. Great teams win when they aren't on form.
Well, great teams win trophies when they do what is required. So Man City can change their formation, they can change their tactics, they can change the player personnel. The fact and reality is that manager knows what he's doing. This one don't. And we can keep comparing to Man City. They want a treble with 4 centre-backs in defence.
Is this a fair point?
Pep has won nothing for 3 years.
Is this a fair point that says, I love you, mate, but last season we complained about no rotation and being predictable. Now it's our door at the door, and we don't like to conserve energy. Now peak later. In my opinion, it's more to accommodate missing Zinchenko than anything else.
Well, if that's what. No, I understand that comment. Yeah. I do understand that comment. But the fact is, maybe just play players in their right positions instead of playing a DM, one of the best in the league, at right back.
This here says, is it really that much of a surprise that Lee can't counter logic? Too much waffle about, to be honest with you, just admit you don't know why he is benched.
Too much waffle. 20 years without a title, 29 without a European trophy, and the longest trophy drought for a decade. How about that for waffle, mate?
Terry Check Fabrizio just tweeted that we're not in for Johnson. Okay, fair enough. I saw another one there. So they're out. Listen, Chelsea shouldn't be buying Brennan Johnson. Lee, I understand Arteta is dropping him as he's going to be massive for us in the Champions League. Remember, he played all the games last season and more games to come. I do think that's why there should be I understand the concern, but a level of decorum and a level of wait and see instead of being so angry, because
I wasn't angry. It triggered me.
Well, no, but Arsenal fans are angry after your performances last couple of nights. You are. You guys are.
Well, at the end of the day, right, when it comes to centre-backs here, right, yes, you can get through a couple of games. If we play Man United and drop Gabriel, we're in trouble.
No, you're
Right?
not.
You've been poor, and you've been very poor. You've been shocking, in fact, yeah?
No, you're not.
If we don't have Gabriel and Saliba at centre-back, we're in trouble, yeah?
Lee,
We're in
you could
trouble.
rotate half your
What
team
you
and
want?
you'd still beat United. Be
Right.
real, man.
But the thing is, but Lee, if by the next game or the Man United game, Gabriel's back in and Partey's back in the middle, that's what I'm saying. All this frustration with why are we doing this would be for nothing. And I'm just saying sometimes, and I understand you've got a catalogue of like seasons and stresses and worries, but sometimes I just think you're winning your games, you're getting the results. There doesn't need to be the frustration. That's all I was trying to say. We have got a lot of super chats to get through. I want to try and get through this one. Says Hussam the GOAT from Mark. Lee has a point. The media on Ten Hag and not Arteta. Well, that's just because Man United. We sell more papers. Roman here says Arsenal fans just do not understand where Lee is coming from. His standards for this club are very high. He demands the best for his club. He has seen his club win over and over. I think he's speaking facts, is what Roman says.
Abramovich, come and buy my club, mate. We might be elite.
Alex Ferguson didn't win for his first 5 years at United. Yes. Best £199 ever spent winding up Lee.
Mate, can I just say as well, coming back to that previous one about Fergie, yeah? Like, Arsenal fans love to do this. Compare us to Man City. Oh, but Fergie didn't do this. Does anyone genuinely believe this manager is going to end up with the careers of both of their managers, Pep and Fergie?
I don't think it's that though. But like I said earlier,
no, they're looking for
patience is important. Patience is important, though. You've got to give the guy time.
It's patience, but I also think it's a case of. I asked you this question earlier, and I know you don't want to answer it, but if it's like a role model. So if my son wants to become a boxer, and he's following training regimes and diets and behaviors that young fighters who become world champions were doing, I'm going to be far more encouraged by that. That doesn't mean I think my son's Muhammad Ali or Floyd Mayweather, but I'd much rather them follow the practices of tried and tested winners. That makes more sense, right? To do things that winners have done. Doesn't that not make more sense than ignoring what winners have done and copying or doing things that are untested and unproven? Surely.
Well, this manager's copying Pep, so what's your point?
But my point is, there isn't a point. It's a question. It's not a point. Would you not rather your manager?
I would just rather us win by hook or by crook, Terry. I couldn't care less whether it's following
that diet. Hang on. You don't want to win by Lee. But on this show, you're proving you don't want to win by hook or by crook. Because if you're not winning in the way you want to win games, you say it's unsustainable.
Games that lead to nothing because they're irrelevant.
But you don't know if these wins are irrelevant yet until the end of the season.
We could go back to the exact same week last year, yeah, and you said exactly the same. You don't know if they're irrelevant. Well, I do because I've got a sample size that's big enough.
But you don't know. So you know who's winning the league this year, 100%.
Man City, 100%. I'll bet you right now. I'll bet you.
So you don't, right now, Man City I think they'll win the league.
You just asked me.
No. My question to you is this: if you believe 100%, bet me your YouTube channel that they'll do it. You have to give me your YouTube channel if they don't, and your house, all your YouTube channels, all your houses,
as well.
and every bit of income you earn for the next 10 years, you have to give to me. You're 100% sure City are winning the league.
City are winning the title, Terry. I ain't going to.
Bet me everything you own. Bet me everything you own.
This is what you do. You dramatize it.
No, because it's not 100%.
200 quid for a charity bet. 200 quid charity, your choice or my choice. Whoever wins. Yeah, 200 quid, Man City win the league.
I believe you. I believe City are winning it, but you're not listening to me. You said 100% guarantee. You don't.
Yeah, 100% guarantee. Do you know why? Because they're the only elite club in this league. They're the only
don't know that.
Yes, I do.
Let me get through. Let me get through these. Bro. Let me get through these super chats. There's so many of them. I don't want to disrespect the viewers here. This here says Arsenal fans said Rice is the best DM in the world after yesterday's game. Does Lee agree? And is Rice better defensively than Rodri and Tchouaméni? We can't spend an hour on each of these. We need to try and get through these. But yeah, you disagree. He disagrees.
Well, that's reason 1 billion and 5 for Arsenal to win the league. Then we've got the best DM in the world.
Okay. Big up the panel. Watch all three. Lee, thoughts on Pepe? Terry, would you keep? I'd keep Palestri. We've already answered the other one. Do you think Pepe should be in back in your team?
Yep. In the squad, we need a right wing cover.
They have conceded 1 goal in 2, hardly allowed a sniff yesterday, and we're talking about our defending. Make it make sense, is what Kevin Lee says.
Edouard missed an absolute sitter from 7 yards out, mate. Open goal. Nobody near him. Where was the defense then? What about when the penalty could have been given that didn't get given? On another day it does. Yeah.
Last year, we said Arteta was too predictable with his squad. This season, he's too unpredictable. He's confusing himself, is what Johnny says here.
It's not bad. They come up with everything, Terry. Oh, last year we said too predictable. Which super fan said that on a fan cam? I guarantee somebody on that channel has said last year we were too predictable, and this year we're being less predictable, and now people are moaning, and now they all mimic it.
I know. I've got to try and get through them because there's loads and we're running out of time. Lee Havertz won't be a scorer for us. He won 8 out of 9 duels. He also very intelligent off the ball, where we spend 90% of our time. Don't you think that's significant in football? Also, he's also a unit.
Move on, Tel.
Lee is on video saying he will never back Arteta because he's never rolled down his window to sign his autograph. It's simple.
Yeah, send it.
Lee would rather see the manager foul than the club win, so he can say, "I told you so."
This sounds like the Northside show last night. Yeah. You
You
want to see the manager fail?
Last season, I super chatted the lack of sustainability to both of you. 3 points is all that matters now, but lack of sustainable football will lead to yet another collapse. We need to step up ASAP. I hear you want to step up. We agree with that. Grinding out wins is the business end of the season, is what champions are made of, Hassam, not limping over the line in the first 2 games.
Fact.
First 2 games, you build up fitness, you get your results, you get your 3 points, and that's what matters. Players aren't even 100% fit like that right now.
If the Gunners bottle the league, I want 442s to sing 7 bottles song with Lee Gunner. That'd be funny. Lee doesn't want us to win. He wants us to lose. So Sam, would you like me to send some popcorn?
Yeah, I just let them argue now. I was just sitting watching, enjoying the show, just like you guys.
He doesn't want us to win. Okay, mate. Good one.
Terry, ask Lee a yes or no question. Less response. We smashed the stadium down to compete with Bayern and Madrid. He's class, is what he says there.
Oh, when they do it, I'll shut up. Until then, I ain't shutting up.
The Terrace are cooking the drive Talk Sport numbers. Of course we are. We're better than Talk Sport.
Come on. That's the Liam effect.
Imagine brands gave us the budgets they give these big companies, the content we could make. Imagine we had their budgets, their millions of pounds a month budgets. This guy, Lee, is not a clown. He is an entire circus, is what Akash says here.
Come on, mate.
Mr. Tybox dropped his soap for AFTV's Julian, is what he said there.
Wow.
Lee is our longest trophy drought was under Wenger from 06 until 2013. No trophies until the 2014 FA Cup.
Somebody who can't listen. I said the longest trophy drought for a decade. Yeah, so the last decade. Obviously, you don't listen. But thanks for
Lee, but this is what you're going to do, innit? When you do win a trophy, the start of the next season, you're going to say this is the longest trophy drought since our last trophy.
These are the same fans that count glorified soccer aid as a trophy.
Also, big up Northside for taking the vile comments yesterday. I didn't think anyone was vile to him. He was laughing, but I appreciate what you're saying. From trophy negative super fans on the chin. Lee is right. Finishing second is not an achievement. It's called trophyless. By the way, it's not 2 games in. It's 4 calendar years later. Let's have it right.
There's no way you went with the let's have it right line. Like, there's no way you did that.
He did. Terry, you said Arsenal were winning for most of last season. They have made good signings, getting even stronger. Why are Arsenal not favourites now? So again, I predicted Arsenal coming third at the beginning of the season. I started talking about the winning the league when we got into November, into December, when City weren't quite at their best and Arsenal were amazing. So that was after my mind changed. However, they went on to win the league. City, I think they're buying very good players this summer. And I just think they'll win the league this year. So my prediction at the beginning of last season was City to win the league. I haven't changed my mind on that. However, we could get to December and Liverpool could be 10 points clear at the top of the league. And my mind might change that they'll win the league. So yeah, that's why that happened, my friend, because things change. Brutal chat today. Someone give Lee a hug. He's getting a lot of love as well.
At the end of the day, this is why my club's been buried for nearly 2 decades, mate. Yeah, because there's millions of these fans out there that have got no standards whatsoever.
You should probably look for another sport to watch since you sound so hurt and angry. I understand you want your club to win, but this bickering. Lee, bro, no hate towards you. Just a question on your opinion. Doesn't mean you are wrong. People in the comments need to realize people's opinions. Yeah, listen, I think me and Lee, we get into Raz sometimes. I'm not even saying he's wrong. I'm just trying to dig deeper into the opinion. It's literally my job.
Lee was calm, by the way. You really did trigger him, Terry. You're the reason why he got triggered.
Me, I can't lie.
EPL winners grind out wins no matter how ugly. 3 points is all that matters. We would be a bonus if the football was eye candy as well. I'm sure you guys will get better. Oh, speaking of eye candy,
20 years was the last time.